What do you do when you feel stuck and helpless? When you're surrounded with people that don't understand you, that you don't understand, and no matter how much you explain to them about the things you like, you dislike, or how much you try to understand what is it that bothers them and how you can change yourself, how you can change their behavior towards you, it just does not make sense. It does not bring any results. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you work toward making them understand what bothers you, what hurts you, they still don't get the point. What do you do? I've heard many times that the videos on YouTube, podcasts, and your loved ones, your family and friends, when you share something with them, the ones that genuinely care, when you tell them that, the people around me are, they don't understand me and it's really bothering me because there's a lot of things that I do not like and they end up doing it despite me explaining to them a million times that I don't appreciate that. They still continue to do it. What do I do? So I've heard a lot of people say things that the most common thing that someone advises is that to ignore them. Now, as easy as it sounds, it isn't. Ignoring what they're doing to you, regardless of whether or not it is with or without intention, ignoring what hurts you will simply build up the pain and resistance towards them. When you're trying to have or build a good relationship with them, it's simply going to make it worse. Of course, ignoring them helps because sometimes when you ignore, they will understand that you don't appreciate that and maybe they would stop eventually. If that's the case, well and good. But there are some people who do it purposely to get your attention, to trigger you. So in those circumstances, you say it once or twice, and if they still don't understand what you are trying to explain, then there's one thing that would work, that is for your own mental peace. When you can't which is that distance yourself from them. Stay as far away as you can from them, to make sure that your mind is at peace. But if that's difficult, that is, if you cannot stay away from them, if you live with them, or if they're your boss or your colleagues, you can't really help that, can you? And you love your job, you don't want to leave it. Then what's the other thing is that you mute them in your life. And how's that done? Imagine there's a lot of loud noises, right? You're listening to you're hearing a lot of loud noises. But one of those voices is your husband or your mum or your dad or your sibling that you'd so dearly love, or your children. What do you do among all of those loud noises? Where do you focus? You focus on your husband calling your name, or your mum or whoever, your husband calling your name so dearly, so lovingly. That's where you're more focused. That's what you would do when there's too many loud noises around you. You're not going to care about what some stranger is talking about. You're obviously gonna pay attention to your loved ones, right? Similarly, in life, when you're surrounded by people who talk a lot of things that you don't like, and despite you having explained them a million times, they continue to do things you don't like. In those situations where you cannot move away from them, what you have to do is deviate your mind or focus more on the things that matter, on the people that matter, the people who genuinely care. In this scenario, be it your best friend who loves you, your husband who listens to you, or your children, it can be anybody, your neighbor, who is extremely kind towards you. It can be strangers as well. So you shift your focus to them and you think about what they said the other day, the kind advice they've given you, or the beautiful conversation you had with them, or you think about how much fun you had with them the other day, and you shift your focus to them, build your connection more with them, be more close to them, spend more time with them, call them more often. In that way, you will be distracted from these people who do things that you dislike, and you will build your connection with your husband, your children, where your life feels more fulfilled despite such people trying to make it difficult for you. So yeah, I think that's something, I think that's a very beautiful solution to this problem, because ignoring people is always not going to make sense. Because what if that person is actually a good human being, but they're doing this because of a certain trauma in their life, or a certain mental health issue, then you don't want to ignore them and just remove them out of your life. You still want them in your life. You love them. You deeply love, care, and respect them. However, you also care about yourself. So in those situations, you let them be, but you shift your focus more towards the people who genuinely care, so that there's more positivity in your life. And that positivity would radiate towards these other types of people as well, who will then change, maybe. Or even if they don't change, don't expect people to change, but even if they don't change, it's still going to keep you sane. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.